Hello students, let's start the second chapter of computer science with Python, class 11th, Python programming fundamentals. So in the previous chapter we have discussed the two modes of interacting with Python, with interactive mode and script mode. So a Python program, sometimes called a script mode, is a sequence of definitions and commands. These definitions are evaluated and the commands are executed by the Python interpreter, which is known as Python shell. Before moving further, we shall discuss Python syntax. Python syntax refers to a set of rules that defines how users and the system should write and interpret a Python program. If you want to write and run your program in Python, you must familiarize yourself with its syntax. The syntax to be discussed constitutes the concept of variable and its data types that you should understand first. In Python language, data types are inbuilt, and unlike C++, declaration of variable is not required and memory management is automatically done by Python. Whatever values we assign to the variable, the data type of the variable will be the same as the data type of the value. Hence, it said that Python supports dynamic typing. Okay, let's understand again that a Python program, sometimes called a script, is a sequence of definitions and commands. These definitions are evaluated and the commands are executed by the Python interpreter, which is known as Python shell. So Python interpreter also called Python shell. Before moving further, we shall discuss Python syntax, and Python syntax refers to a set of rules that defines how user and system should write and interpret a Python program. So we must familiarize with its syntax, and in Python programming there is no need to declare the type of data because of it is inbuilt in Python interpreter that it's understand the data type according to the value of that variable. So whatever value we assign to the variable, the data type of the variable will be the same as the data type of the value. And this quality of Python is called that Python supports dynamic typing. Means we need not to define that x equal to 3, that it can easily understand that x is a integer type variable, and when we assign x equal to xmas, so that Python interpreter understands that x is a variable of string type. Here variable and types. So look at the picture. I am a Python variable. My name is x and I can point to an arbitrary object, in this case to an integer object. So a variable is like a container that stores value that you can access or change. Or a variable is a name suggests has been derived from a word vary, which states that a variable may vary during the execution of a program. That is, the value of variable keeps changing during the program execution. In Python, every element is termed as an object, hence a variable is also an object in Python. So a variable is like a container that stores values that you can access or change. So variable provides a way to associate name with object. In our program we can associate names with object so that we can access them and we can change them in our program. Let's see an example of variable. Here you can see that x equal to 5, y equal to 78, then print x, print y, and print x plus y. So here x is a variable and the type of variable is integer, same as y. And when we compute as x plus y, it gives us the result as 5 plus 78 equal to 83. So through variable we store the value in computer's memory. Variable is a named unit of storage. A program manipulates its value. Every variable has a type, and this type defines the format and behavior of the variable. So if the type is integer, the variable can used for calculation, and if string, so we can't use it for calculation, but we can store names and other statements or sentences in a variable which is string type. So for example, if we write x equal to 3, it will automatically assign a value 3 to variable named x, which is an integer. You can see here, if we assign x equal to 3, that means x is a name and value assigned to x is 3. So x is pointing 3 and x is the name of that variable, which data type is integer. Similarly, if we type x equal to 10 and then write x and then press enter, it will display 10 as the output. In the Python shell. The above behavior exhibits that variable x has been given a value 10, which is stored inside a memory location with the name x. So the name of memory location where value 10 is stored is named x. This statement shall store 10 in x but does not get displayed until and unless we type x. So whenever we type x, it will get the value of x. Let's take another example of working with variables. Consider the following code: x equal to 3, y equal to 4, z equal to x plus y, and z is equal to z plus 1, then x equal to y and y equal to 5. So after executing the above lines, the code x is 4, y is 5 and z is 8. So let's see how. So first we assign 3 to x, then the y equal to 4. Again z is equal to x plus y. So here x equal to 3, here y equal to 4, and here z equal to 7. X plus y equal to 7, then z is equal to z plus 1. So in this step the value of z is equal to 8, and then x equal to y. So the value of y 4 is assigned to the x. So x equal to 4, the value of y assigned to x. Then again y equal to 5. So in last line y equal to 5 and x equal to 4 and z is equal to 8 after the execution of all lines. Alternatively, we can type this program in script mode also, but for displaying the value variable x, y, z, we need to give print statement explicitly. Print statement is used to display a value assigned to a variable. The print statement can print multiple values on a single line. The comma separated the list of values and variables that are printed. So the print statement can print multiple values on a single line. So it can print multiple values, more than one values in a single line. Then now save the code with a suitable file name with extension .py and then run it in script mode. So for running this, we must open a script mode where we save this program. So let's run this program in script mode. So let's open a script mode. So here Python 3 script mode program is. So here we can take a new file, and in this new file we just write the codes that we watched there. So codes are: first line is x equal to 3, so x equal to 3. In second line y equal to 4, so y equal 4. In third line z is equal to x plus y, so z equal x plus y. Next line x equal to y, so x equal y, and next line y equal 5, y equal 5. After this we use print statement or print function, and inside the bracket we just print x is inverted comma close, then x in next line, again print statement and open bracket is inverted comma, sorry, quotes, and then y is colon y, then again print the z, print z is, quotes are necessary whenever you, z is comma and z, then close the quotes and also close the bracket. So here when we run the program we get the value of x is 4, y is 5 and z is 7. So y, z is 7. Let's check, we misalign that is z is equal to z plus 1. If we write down here that z equal to z plus 1, and then we run this program so that we get the value of x is 4, y is 5 and z is 8. You can also run this in your computer, Python. Ideally I use PyDeride in my mobile to describe you. So running code inside script mode. Let's understand this code line by line. So x starts with value 3 and y starts with value 4 and so on, so that x is 4 and y 5 and z is. So next again print statement. So print statement is used to display the value assigned to a variable. The print statement can print multiple values on a single line. The comma separates the list of values and variables that are printed. Now understand the component of a variable. So there are three main components of a variable, that are identity of that variable or object, then type of the variable and value of the variable. So identity of the variable means the address where the variable saved, and type means the data type of that variable, and value means the value which assigned to a variable. So here we shall now discuss each of these associated components one by one. So first is identity of a variable. So it refers to the object's address in the memory which does not change once it has been created. The address of an object can be checked using the method id object. So we can use id inside the bracket name of object or variable, and then we get the address of that variable in memory. So here in this screen picture Python shell, you can say that the value assigned to x is 10 and id of x is 1614996384, and this is the address of memory location storing value 10, and name of this location is x and address of location is given here. Next component is type of a variable. So by type we refer to the data type of variable. In Python each value is an object and has a data type associated with it. So data type of a value refers to the value it is and the allowable operations on those values. So a data type in Python can be categorized as follows. So we can see here, then there are 5 types, data types are available in Python. First is number. So number can hold, there are 3 types of numbers. First is integer, second is floating point, and third is complex. The second data type is none. The third data type is sequence, and there are 3 parts of sequence, or we can define a sequence type data into 3 types: strings, tuple, and list. Then after data type is sets, and then mapping. So inside the mapping, dictionary is another data type. So let's start with numbers. So number data type stores numerical values. One of the most distinguished features of Python is that you don't really have to declare a numeric value to define its type. So Python can easily differentiate one data type from another when you write and run your statement. Python supports 3 types of built-in numeric data types: integer, long, floating point numbers, and complex numbers. So there are 3 types of data. There are 3 types of built-in numeric data types. Integer means complete numbers without fraction. Decimal means fractional part or fraction of any number. And complex numbers means there are 2 parts. One is real number, and second part have an unreal number. So long integers do not form a separate group of instructions but are included in integer or int. Here we can see the definition of integer variable, that integer represents whole number without any fractional part, and they can be positive or negative and have unlimited size in Python. Thus, while working with integers, we need not worry about the size of the integer, as a very big size integer is automatically handled by Python. In some other language, we need to vary about the size of the integer, because of there are integer, long integer, short integer, or 10 integer type variables also, data type also available in other programming language. So on that place, or in other programming language, we need to specify the type, because of if just like if the limit of if the range of an integer in C++ is 32,000 minus 32,000 to plus 32,000, but in integer but in Python the range of integer can be minus 21474836482 to 214748367, and log integer has unlimited range subject to available memory. After integer type data, sometime we did calculations and we get number, and that are decimal numbers or fractional parts of a number or fraction. So for that number we use float data type. Our float data type is available. So floating point numbers denote real numbers or floating point values. Floating point numbers are written with a decimal point that separates the integer from the fractional number. Here you can see example of a fractional number 3.14620.3. So a value stored as a floating point number in Python can have maximum 53 bits of precision. The next is complex numbers. So complex numbers in Python are made up of pairs of real and imaginary numbers. So they take in form of x plus yj or x plus yj. Here j are in first uppercase and second lowercase. It doesn't matter that the j is uppercase or lowercase. It is the root of -1, where x is the float and the real part of the complex number. On the other side, yj, where y is the float and j or its lowercase indicates the square root of an imaginary number -1. This makes y the imaginary part of the complex number. Because of it multiplied with the square root of -1 and it is called iota, and it is a imaginary number. Because of here are some examples of complex numbers. So use Python ideally to calculate them. I will show you in my system. So let's see in Python ideally this calculation of these complex numbers. So here you can see the Python shell, and here I define a complex number and then do calculation with that number. So let's is it visible? Okay, is it visible? So first x equal 3 plus 6j, and here I will take the printout. So print, and inside the bracket x dot real comma x dot image, imaginary part, so that when we press enter, we get the value of real part and imaginary parts separately. Then we take another number, that is y equal to 5 minus 9j, and add both numbers in z. So z equal to x plus y, and again here we want to see the value of z. So the value of z is 8 minus 3j. So when we calculate x plus y, so 3 plus 5 equal to 8 and 6 minus 9 equal to minus 3j. After complex numbers, we are going to understand the second data type, that is string or str. So string or a string sequence is a sequence of characters that can be combination of letters, numbers and special symbols. So string can be any combination of anything like letter, numbers or special symbols, enclosed with quotation marks, single or double or triple, like single quote or double quote or triple quote. Here single quote and double quotes are used for single line string, and triple quote is used for multi-line string. So these quotes are not part of the string, they only define the starting and ending of the string. A string may have any character, sign or even space in between them. For example, str equal to hello Python, and when we give print statement and inside the brackets str, so the value of str hello Python printed here. Third data type is bool. So boolean data type represent one of the two possible values, true or false, and any expression which can be true or false has the data type bool. So any data type any expression which can be true or false has the data type bool. So we can understand Boolean algebra in upcoming chapters and also use this bool data type in our Python program. After bool, the data type is none. So none is a special data type with a single value. It is used to signify the absence of value oblique condition evaluating to false in a situation. It is represented by none. Python doesn't display anything when we give a command to display the value of a variable containing value as none. On the other hand, none will be displayed by printing the value of the variable containing none using print statement. So if any data type is none type data, so it doesn't have any value and it is used to signify the absence of condition evaluating false in a situation. So here we can see value 1 equal to 20, value 2 equal to none, and when we print value 1 or we want to see the value of value 1 variable, that is 20, and when we want to see the value of value 2 variable, so it shows nothing. So nothing gets displayed. Alternatively, print function statement can be used to none, shown here below. So when we want to print the value of variable value 2, then we must use print command so that it can show the value of variable 2. Then here we can see how it works. So value 1 equal to 20, value 2 equal to none. You can do it in your Python interpreter or Python shell. So value 1 equal to 20, value 2 equal to none, and so when we want to see the value of variable value 1, it is 20, and for watching or for getting the value of variable value 2, we must use print statement so that we get its value is none. Then the type. So if you wish to determine the type of variable, what type of value does it hold, point to then type function can be used. So let's see how this work. So we must open Python interpreter for understanding these things. Okay, first we want to see the ID or address of any variable. So here I use ID and the address of X. Then we press enter and we get the address of X variable. And if we want to watch the type of this variable, so use type and inside the variable name, so it shows the type of this variable, and this is complex, you can see. And if we assign if we use another variable, that is B, and B equal to 98 and C equal to, in single quote, cat, so that cat is a string, and we want to see the value of the type of B, so just use type function and inside the bracket the name of variable, that is B, so we can get the type of B. So it is integer type, and we want to see the type of variable C, so same as here, we just type C, and when we press enter we get type is string or str. You can see the examples that type of 10 is integer, 8.2 is float, 22/7 is also float, and when we use quote and print 22/7, it treats as string. When we type inside the bracket true, it's told that it's boolean type data, so the boolean argument given the capital given type function should have T capital letter for true and F capital letter for false, otherwise it will generate an error. So must use T capital whenever you use true, and for false use capital F. So here we want to understand the type, which is 8 greater than 5, so it is also true or false, so it is the type of this is bool. The above code can be alternatively typed as follows. So you can also type this like this. different types of values can be assigned as under x, y, z equal to hello, y equal to 18, pi equal to 3.14159, and c equal to 3.2 plus 1 plus 5, 1.5z, 3.2 plus. Since values have types, so every variable will also have its type. Now we will give the following type statement for the above values and will observe the output for it. So let's observe the output, and output according to the value. That value is integer or string or float or complex. The next component of variable is value. So value of variable means variable provides a means to name values so that they can be used and manipulated later. To bind value to a variable, we use assignment operator. So equal to is assignment operator, and we use assignment operator to bind value to a variable, and this process is also termed as building of a variable. The assignment operator is equal to, so values are assigned to variables using assignment operator equal to. For example, consider the statements maths equal to 87 and print maths. So here we can see in this diagram that maths is the name of the variable and value assigned to it is 87. Type of this variable is integer, and we can use id function for finding the address of this variable. So value of maths is 87, and when we print maths, it shows the value of math, that is 87. In above example, Python associates the name maths with the value 87. Maths is assigned the value 87, or in other words, the name maths refers to value 87. Values are also called objects, so we can tell them objects. In an assignment statement, the variable that is receiving the value must appear on the left side of the operator, left side of assignment operator, otherwise it will generate an error. So look at here, for example, 87 equal to maths, so it is an error because of the name of variable can't start with numbers, and here the value is assigned with numbers and other side the name of variable, so it is an error. Or we write x equal to 10, which means assigning value 10 to variable x. Similarly, we write another assignment statement as number underscore 1 assignment value with 100, number underscore 1 equal to 100 as in the state diagram given below. So number underscore 1 equal to 100. So name of variable is number underscore 1 assignment operator, and then after the value that is assigned to that variable. So the concept of assignment can be explained as there should be one and only one variable on the left hand side of the assignment operator. This variable is called the left value or the L value, and there can be any value expression on the right hand side of the assignment operator. This expression is called the right value or R value statement. So here you can see in the picture that a variable is a place in the computer's memory that holds temporary values. So note it that variable is a place in computer's memory that holds a temporary value, and we can place data into a variable by assigning it to the variable. So here we can see some examples are given below. X equal to 3, then y equal to 3 and x equal to 3. That means both variables are pointing a single value. Then we assign y equal to 2 so that y point 2 and x variable pointing to 3. And consider two variables x, y and y. So x equal to 3, variable x is assigned 3 as a value, and y equal to 3, so variable y also assigned value 3. So now you shall be pointing to x only. and y equal to 2, variable y assigned the other value 2. Some more features available in Python, like multiple assignments. Multiple assignments, when we can assign more than one variable in a single line or by using single assignment operator. So here you can see that assigning multiple values to multiple variables. So var1, var2, var3, variable 1, variable 2, variable 3 up to variable n, using commas to separate them, and then equal to value 1. So here we provide the values according to the variable number. So that value 1 is assigned to variable 1, value 2 assigned to variable 2, and so on, value n assigned to variable n. For example, message comma day comma time equal to meeting comma mon comma 9. It means the message variable holds value meeting, string type value, and day hold mon, that is also string, and time equal to 9. So 9 is also in quote, so that it's also treated like a string. Without quote, numbers are treated like numbers, but with quote, numbers are treated like string. So here you can see a program assigning values like x, y, z, x, comma, y, comma, z, comma, p equal to 2, 40, 34.5 and Vinay. When we take the printout of them, we get all the values of these variables. When we add them, we get 42. When we subtract x and y, we get minus 38, and now we again assign a equal to b equal to c equal to minus 5. So a, b and c each have the single value minus 55 assigned to all variable. So we can also assign a single value to multiple variables. Now some rules in Python which we have to follow to form valid variable names. So any variable that violates these rules will be an invalid variable name. So rules are to be followed out. So first rule, name must be start with an alphabet or an underscore. So name can't be start with numbers. So variable name cannot contain space, so you cannot assign x space y equal to 3. You must use x underscore y equal to 3 or x. A variable name can contain any numbers of letters, digits and underscores. No other characters apart from these are allowed. And Python keywords cannot be used as a variable name. So there are 4 rules. Then after fifth rule is variable names are case sensitive, means name in lowercase and name in uppercase are two different variables. And sixth point, that you should always choose names for your variable that give an indication of what they are used for. In other words, the name should reflect its functionality. For example, a variable that holds the temperature might be named temperature or the short name TEMP, and a variable that holds car's speed might be named speed instead of giving x and b. So it is easy to understand because of it reflects the function of that variable. So here some examples are given. Invalid variable names are given. So first is invalid. First name is invalid. So here first name dd graph is invalid because of its start with a number. Roll number is also invalid because of roll hash number. So hash sign symbol not allowed. A special symbol, that first space name, so space is between two words, so that it's also not allowed. DOP also not allowed. Invalid variable name because of dot are not allowed between or inside the variable name, and while is not allowed because of while is the keyword. So here some examples are given, that is to input two numbers and find their sum and product, and another program is here. So time equal to distance upon speed. Our next topic after third example, fourth example is keywords in Python. So we start keywords in Python in our second video. Thank you. Do all the practicals whatever we watch during our this video. Thank you.